How do you think the Jake Paul-Anthony Joshua fight plays out?
I don't know. I want to make sure. I believe it once I see him in the ring.
If Paul starts his boxing career earlier, could Jake Paul have been a champion?
There's a possibility.
My mom wanted me not to fight Anthony Joshua. I should have listened to my mom.
Mike Tyson, the baddest man on the planet, has finally broken his silence, and what he said sent shockwaves through the entire boxing world. After witnessing Anthony Joshua deliver a brutal knockout that silenced Jake Paul in Miami, Tyson's reaction didn't just raise eyebrows, it completely flipped the narrative surrounding his true loyalty. For weeks leading into the fight, rumors swirled that Iron Mike was playing a dangerous double game. While the public assumed he leaned toward Jake Paul, whispers behind the scenes suggested something very different, that Tyson had been quietly guiding Anthony Joshua, feeding him advice rooted in old-school violence rather than modern spectacle. Now, the truth is out, and it's far more explosive than anyone expected. This wasn't just a casual post-fight comment. It was a revelation, one that may permanently reshape how we view influencer boxing and the legends orbiting around it.
You know what I remember? Coming back from the first round, and then the next day I remember Jake is doing some kind of, I don't know, what was he doing at the ring?
Oh, yeah, a little bow at the end, he bowed.
And that's the last thing I remember. You know, but the day after the fight, right after, the day after, I woke up and told my wife, why did I do that? I don't know. I just don't know what the hell goes on.
Because once you hear the first words Mike Tyson spoke after Jake Paul's destruction, it becomes clear, his intentions were never what they seemed. The energy inside the Casa Center that night was unlike anything boxing has seen in years. It wasn't just excitement, it was a strange mix of curiosity and impending doom. Everyone knew this fight was risky. December 19th had been circled on the calendar for months. But what happened in the final moments before the opening bell changed everything. Mike Tyson, acting as a mentor to Anthony Joshua, wasn't preaching patience or strategy. He wasn't talking about footwork or defense. Instead, he drilled a single, brutal philosophy straight out of the 1980s. Tyson told Joshua not to box, but to destroy. He urged him to attack relentlessly, ignore fatigue, and impose his will upon them. The message ended with a chilling command: kill or be killed. That mindset seemed to unlock a darker, more dangerous version of Joshua, one fans hadn't seen in years. Then came the moment no one expected. Just minutes before Jake Paul began his walk to the ring, a walk many now believe he never should have taken, the locker room doors opened. In walked Mike Tyson. This wasn't a visit to Joshua. This was a face-to-face with the man he was supposedly rooting against.
Jake Paul is obviously,
He's
big.
beautiful. My family loves Jake Paul.
Could you fuck him up?
Oh, I'm so fucking easy. I would never. I mean, it's my own fucking family. Everybody loves this little white motherfucker. When you see a white boy with balls, fuck. I'm talking about from real, but like
Jake Paul. What'd you think of the fight?
Oh God, I think the gig is up. I'm just tired of Jake Paul as a boxer. I think he's done a fantastic job. He dressed up like Hulk Hogan. I just don't know how many more times Netflix is going to go to bat for him, but I think they will one more time because the axiom is basically if you draw money, you're going to be getting chance after chance until you're not drawing money, and then you'll still get a couple more chances after that because he did draw money, and that's kind of where he's at right now. He's going to draw with Tyson, he's going to draw on this one, and so he's going to get a couple of more chances, with Netflix, and they'll pay that. Good for him. They'll pay that money, but man, these are, this was just a bad fight, and it made boxing look bad. Made boxing look bad in many ways. Especially, it just was a circus, and the guy, going for takedowns, and the ref's not doing anything. I thought the ref was terrible. Thought Joshua, was not good. Hurt himself, and then he even admitted it. And Jake was just out there not trying to win a boxing match. He was trying to survive and get the moral victory so he can go out there and be, I lasted 6 rounds with Anthony Joshua. And he survived 6 rounds with him.
He survived all right.
But
he never quit. Like somebody I know.
Tyson didn't come with threats. He didn't come with malice. Instead, he spoke to Jake Paul about greatness. He told him that challenges like this are what separate real contenders from spectators. The people who never take risks stay small forever. In that moment, Tyson wasn't picking sides. He was bearing witness. Jake Paul wasn't just fighting Anthony Joshua, he was sacrificing himself on the altar of ambition. When the bell rang, reality set in immediately. Joshua stepped forward nearly 30 pounds heavier, looking like a mountain mountain standing across from a man who had built his legacy beating aging legends and MMA converts. For 5 rounds, Jake Paul fought on the back foot, searching for openings that never truly appeared. Meanwhile, Joshua wasn't throwing punches, he was hunting. By the 5th round, the shift was undeniable. Jake Paul hit the canvas twice. The Miami crowd, loud and restless earlier, fell into stunned silence. This wasn't an exhibition. This wasn't entertainment boxing. This was a demolition. The end came in the 6th round with frightening force. Anthony Joshua landed a right hand so devastating it didn't just end the fight, it sent Jake Paul straight to the hospital with a suspected broken jaw.
Jake would have moved around the ring at 100 miles an hour. There's 2 things I would have done. Tried to shut Jake down at 100 miles an hour, or I would have gone on the back foot. So Jake decided to move around the ring, and I decided to put the pressure on. What I could have done better is a lot of things, 100%. In the fight game, you've seen the amazing fighters that have graced us over the last 100 years, and the expectations that we put on ourselves are immense, but I tried my best. Jake done well while it lasted, but if you remember what I said in the interview with Cameron is, fighting's not just physical, it's psychological. And when you understand the psychological warfare, I did say to you that, Jake, what's gonna happen? I'm gonna see a time when I'm gonna take your soul and you're either gonna give up or you're gonna get knocked out. And unless you have that instinct, you just will never be a good fighter. So I wish that I could have knocked him out at the start, but as we saw tonight, Jake has spirit. He has some heart. He tried his best, and I take my hat off to him because, number one, a lot of fighters haven't got in the ring with me, and Jake did. And secondly, even when he got knocked down, he kept on trying to get up, and I take my hat off to him. So America, I think you have someone who could potentially, if he still has the heart for it, come back again, dust the dirt off his shoulder, and come again and maybe sell out this center sometime in 2026. Maybe against a Gervonta Davis, a Ryan Garcia, who knows?
The problem child had finally met a real problem. As medical teams rushed into the ring, cameras locked onto Mike Tyson. He watched with stoic approval. His reaction was complex. He praised Jake Paul's toughness, acknowledging that he lasted longer than most expected.
Very easy question to answer, very easy question to ask off the top. And I'll ask you the same one that I asked AJ. What did you make of that fight? What are your impressions of that fight?
I mean, I thought it was much better than I thought it would be. I mean, I know that people are going to say, well, Jake was running and Jake was hold, but listen, I mean, at the end of the day, Jake had one job, and that was to try and survive. I mean, he was never ever going to win the fight, ever. And if you would have said to me, do I think he'll go 6 rounds? I would have said absolutely not. I mean, I felt that it would take AJ a couple of rounds to get hold of him, because I knew Jake can move a bit and he'd be moving off the back foot and he'd be holding. But it was the way that he did it, I think, was actually quite impressive. Like, not that particular part, but the way that he would, the way that he was strong in the clinch. He wouldn't let AJ get his shots off in the clinch. He made him miss a few times. And obviously AJ's been out of the ring for a while. But to be honest, I think the most fascinating thing of the whole night in terms of the fight was how he didn't get flatlined by that right hand. I mean, I said going into the fight, he's probably going to take AJ a few rounds to get hold of him. And I also said, as soon as he lands clean, the fight's over, right? He landed a few before, but the first that he landed really clean was the final shot. But, he never flatlined Jake. I mean, he did break his jaw in 2 places, which is a disaster, but there are a lot of heavyweights that would have been out cold from that right hand. I mean, one of them was Francis Ngannou in a pretty similar shot, really. Do you know what I mean? So I actually give Jake unbelievable credit for doing it in the first place, but his performance as well. I mean, I stand by the fact that I think he's just a decent cruiserweight, but he did go in with Anthony Joshua, and look, the world is full of criticism and opinions and negativity. Who else is doing what he's doing at what is he, late 20s? I mean, quite phenomenal. I mean, the guy's a complete madman. I'm watching him come out to that ring walk, and he's just an incredible entertainer. And I'm sort of standing in the ring going, is he for real? And he did all right. I mean, I know people will talk about the holding, but his job was to survive. And he survived for nearly 6 complete rounds.